This is such a tough one, isn't it? Most of us experienced childhood abuse, neglect. Society told us we weren't good enough. Our teachers, our friends at school, I should say our peers. All throughout our lives, we've been told that we aren't good enough, that we aren't lovable. We've been rejected in relationships. We've been rejected by our friends, all of that. Many of us don't even know who we are. So then you go through this abusive relationship and you come out of it and you're like, I freaking hate myself. They treated me like trash. I must be trash. Where do I go from here? That little voice inside our heads, that self-loathing, isn't our voice. When we were little children, we didn't hate ourselves. We didn't talk poorly to ourselves. That's because we heard our parents talking about themselves that way. That's because our parents said things about us in front of us that made us realize that we weren't good enough, and so on. We can change that. The thing about trauma and our brains is that our brains have now been wired to repeat these messages that we have received. The good thing about that is we can rewire our brains. Picture you're hiking on a mountain, like somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You're probably going to take the path that has been traveled many times before, right? Your brain does the same thing. It's going to take the path of least resistance for those messages. So I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. It's just going. That's the path. That's the wide valley that's been going down, traveling for years, right? What if you changed it up? What if you chose to go a different direction? What if you chose to create your own path on that mountain to explore? Pretend that that's okay and you're not going to like trample on all the flora and all that stuff. You can create new pathways in your brain. All you have to do, it's like, it's not like it's really easy, is start to tell yourself new messages. So each time that you get that horrible hatred feeling and you're like, I really hate myself, I know it's hard, stop and say, you know what? I'm not that bad. I can't be that bad. I was born to be loved. Other people failed me. I am lovable. I am worthy. And start giving your brain a new direction to take. Little by little, the more you stop yourself in those hatred moments and tell your brain something else is true, the more your brain is going to say, this is the new pathway. This is the way we're going down. And it also helps if you're not around people who helped contribute to that original message.